Hey, I'm Wayne. Welcome back to the channel. Today I just want to show you how you would put a dolly on the back of a tractor if you're going to TO through the yard, but really if you're going to 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 another hub. So this way you're not damaging the lines, because if you take this dolly over to another hub and it's damaged, then you brought it over there for really no reason. So we're going to begin with this style dolly. Over here at my hub, we don't really see these a lot, but these are the retracting style. I'm not going to go over a pre-trip with it, but these are disconnected. It was kind of a poor design. It just really isn't working for us. So they are just stuck in the open position. And I'm just going to show you a few different features here. So our lines, a lot of times I see this a lot. The lines are just a big mess on these, because there really isn't just a simple place to put everything. But really these lines go in a little basket back here. So if you were going to go on the road during your pre-trip or after your pre-trip, you could take these, stuff them down in this basket, and then we take a zip tie, which I have one somewhere. There we go. Take a zip tie and zip tie it to the basket, your air lines and your light cord, so this way they don't bounce out. It's a real simple task, but it just prevents a headache further down the road. It's just on this style dolly, it is just a little more difficult because of the way they're designed. But the idea is get the zip tie through, around both, lock it down. So, pretty simple, right to the point. So they're secured. Now also what I see on these a lot, all right, everything seems, it's just a little funky. So you really do want to tuck the line under this lip and then secure it to the red glad hand. So you can see your line's not going to get pinched. You could even take a zip tie so it doesn't get caught, which I'll show you in a second what could happen. You can take another zip tie like that to hold it in place there. So this is all TO with a dolly. Now if you look right here, we have the chains. They're hooked, but they're hooked around the chain, around our air line and our light cord. Now that's incorrect. These chains should actually not crisscross, but placed right here, up here on the handles. This is where they go, just like that, because these are your handles to lift it. All right, so we don't really talk about this dolly too much, but these are just kind of the different features on how to deal with them. So now, throwing it on the tractor, you always want to start at the tractor. Open up the pintle. It always sucks when you pick this up and then you go, oh yeah. So back to the dolly, get your chains off, reduce that tongue weight, work smart, not hard. Grab the handle, the handles are here. Lift, smooth, steady, walk it in, put it on. Latch down, pin in, chains. We do not crisscross. They won't reach. But we just want to hook them. Hooks up. Light cord in. So what I'm showing here, to go back to this airline, why I zip tied it. So if I take the zip tie off, it could end up down here. Now when we're driving down the road, it could somehow find its way pinched. I mean, odd things happen, but you just broke an airline. Now the dolly needs service. So that's why I like to take the zip tie. And just lock it around it. Helps hold that in place. We have our lines that would go to the rear trailer locked in place. We have our chains on, pinwheels down. I'm confident this dolly is not going anywhere. So again, a couple little different features of what we're really used to. But I want to show you one more thing here in the back. Actually, I want to show you two things. So we have right here, on these dollies, I always find the FHWA, it's always back here on the king box. All right, because they just don't put it on the normal A-frame tongue like we're used to seeing. I want to show you one more thing. We also have a PSI and an ABS light. So we're familiar with the ABS. The PSI we're seeing on our trailers also. That is all in relation to, if you look here in the hub, these are air lines that fill the tires to a predetermined pressure. If you had a slow leak, the compressor on your tractor would push air through and continue to keep these up to the pressure we require. Like I said, so if you see that on a trailer, when you first push air through, you may see that light come on, then it goes out. That is, you could have a slow leaking flat. Especially if the light goes out, that means your pressure's up. Now in this case right here, we're not supplying any air. So it really comes down to your pre-trip on checking your tire pressure. Okay. So you can see them on our 53 footers, on our pups, the UPS equipment, and also this style dolly. I want to show you one more dolly, which is what we're used to seeing, and it's basically the same procedure of zip tying everything down, but it's more of a visual. So here's a dolly that we primarily do see, your regular style A-frame. So it's really the same style of putting it on there, obviously, but I'm just going to show you a couple little things different. But start the tractor, open up your latch. I'm telling you, it really sucks when you lift it and you go, damn it. All right, get the chains off, reduce that tongue weight. One thing I didn't mention with the other one, but you got to do, make sure there's no air. Okay, I did do it on that one, but that would be more part of a pre-trip. That's why I just didn't remember to show it. Pick her up, smooth, steady, walk her on. Latch down, pin in, chains. They do not crisscross. Just hook them on. You want to have your flippers up. Light cord in. Now with this front air line, so if I were to have a hook like this, I got potential of this possibly getting damaged. We've all dealt with some of these where they're just a little too long. So one thing I like to do is kind of to run around these lines. Run through them. It's pretty simple. Hook it to the other glad hand, and now you're just kind of secured from keeping it getting anywhere close to a pinch point. Our rear lines, like to tape them, stretch them out. I go twice around the pogo stick. Or at least once around the pogo stick. And then put it in the basket. And then that's where I'm going to zip tie them down. Now the reason I do this is because it's a larger area than the other style. The other one's kind of tucked down into like a little cup. Where here it's exposed to more. I'd rather them secured so if the zip tie were to break, it still has to unravel before I run it over. So just zip tie them down to the basket, and that's it. So it's a real simple, very simple little demonstration here for you, but ultimately is to get this there safely to wherever you need to take it and to have it still in service. No reason to drag it to another hub and then it's useless or it needs repairs. Also, when you're driving through the yard, remember, latch always down, pin in, always put your chains on. Even if you're driving 50 yards, put the chains on. If this comes off and it hits somebody, they're going to be down and out. light cord on, that is our communication. Also, it should be a part of your pre-trip to check your lights. So I really appreciate you watching our videos, and I hope this is another good one. Be careful out there.